All right, and we are off to the races, folks. Here we go. Let's just get this up on my laptop here. So I jump on this evening for a few and just have a chat with, whoever's around. Of course, my laptop is having connectivity issues. That seems to be the way. All right, just getting this on my laptop, like I say, so that I can actually, see the comments a little bit better. There we go. So it's going to be a little bit low light because I'm just in my living room here. It is 8 p.m. I've just got a kitchen light off to my side and then a couple of lamps here. So it's not going to be the greatest light, but whatever. It will have to do. Just having a nice decaf Earl Grey tea. Gonna have some cake. So I don't know who joined, but let's take a look at this. This is a nice pumpkin cake. It's out of a vintage book. The book is actually from 1953, making this a 66-year-old cake recipe. And yeah, so anyway, I was just gonna chat a little bit while I ate my cake and then open things up to any questions if anybody, just wants to kind of make this a Q&A or something. But, a couple things going on in the last few days. So my last video I talked about the election, and so I won't get into that too much in this one, but still overall pretty happy with how that went. But it's funny though, because you see how different people have reacted to that over the past few days, and it's interesting. It's always very telling about people. Like, you learn a lot around election time. If you guys do hear Jamie talking in the background, she's in another room. She's vlogging on her channel. If you guys don't watch her, go check her out, My Conscious Life. Like I said, I don't even know who's around for this one. This is completely unplanned, but wanted to talk about some of the epic food, vegan food. Now, I've been vegan for over 5 years, obviously, and so there's no shortage of good food. Like, I'm not at all concerned about getting great vegan food, even though obviously a lot of the packaged and processed stuff has improved since I started. But in the last 2 days, actually, just today, I have had vegan fried chicken. Unreal. I've had this amazing pumpkin cake. I've had this really nice cheesy lasagna. Oh my God, this lasagna was great, guys. So there's just no excuses. In 2019, heading into 2020. I guess is my point. And if you don't believe me, go to the Instagram. Take a look at some of these photos that I'm uploading, guys. Jamie feeds me really well. And so I mentioned in the title that I'm a vegan marathoner because I've decided that, like, I've basically just figured out when my next marathon is going to be. And yeah, I'm gonna do that next June. So it is quite a ways away. I have a lot of time to prepare for it, but that's good. Just coming back off of injury, I can, start building up that aerobic base again, get ready for that marathon. So pretty pumped. It's a lot better to have. It's nice to have the long-term goal in place because that helps me set short and medium-term goals. Otherwise, it becomes way too easy to sit around all winter doing nothing but eating cake. All right, I'm just gonna tweet this out. Hey, Eddie O, what's up, man? What's going on? I'm just chilling here eating some nice pumpkin cake, having an Earl Grey tea, just chatting it up. Sitting on my couch. Just got a 5K PR, 24 minutes. Nice. Well done, man. That's awesome. That's a good time. That is a great time. I haven't raced a 5K in, oh geez, I don't know. It's been since June, May or June, since I raced a 5K, because I was in training for a half marathon in July. And then I kind of screwed up my Achilles a little bit, so I've been just kind of on the mend since then, but 24 minutes, that's sweet, man. Well done. How long you been running? I just started like pretty much 3 years ago. Went vegan at 31 years old. Yeah, went vegan at 31 and started running at 33. Did my first marathon pretty much on my 34th birthday after 1 year of running, and yeah, it's just been kind of going crazy since then. Sorry, man, you responded to me, but I got too much on the go here. I'm gonna get back to my comments. On and off a few years, yeah, cool. The marathon, what was the marathon like? Well, that first marathon was brutal, man, brutal. I didn't prepare probably as well as I should have, but it was also in late July, just a couple days after, or a couple days before my birthday. And so it was warm, it was hot. I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, but yeah, I don't know where you're at, but trust me, it gets hot in July, even here in Canada. And so it was pretty brutal. I got to about 21 miles or 22 miles. Thought I might die, but powered through it, finished it up. Did another one the next May. Took almost an hour off of that time, and then did even better by about 6 minutes or so. The 2nd July was my 3rd marathon, so yeah, it worked out. But all this talking about marathoning is making me hungry, so I'm just eating some cake while I do this. But the marathon is a beast, but when you do it and when you actually know like that you've done it, it's one of the most incredible feelings. So I got across that line after that first marathon, and it's one of those things that like almost takes you to tears because you're like, holy shit, I just ran a freaking marathon. You know, at the time I was 34 years old. I had just you know, kind of gotten back in shape and did this as a challenge for myself. And yeah, like when you go through that kind of pain and stuff, thank you for keeping the camera angle above the nip line, says race. Well, just for that. But no, when you finish the marathon, you come across that line, you know, you feel good because you know that you can do just about anything at that point, right? So it's easy to power through other things in life. Like I found that once I did that, then I could kind of just apply that. Like I always had that threshold that now there's not a limit there anymore. So yeah, running actually helped out my professional life and stuff too. Kind of cool. How about an ultra? So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do one in 2020, but I'm definitely gonna get into ultra running. I just know that I'm going to. You know, I focused on distance the first couple years of running, and now last year or this year, before my Achilles injury, I was focusing on speed. I was doing really well. I was training for a sub 140 half, and you know, for me that was really great, and I was on target for that. Fortunately, the injury happened right before the race, so it didn't come to fruition. But I know that I'm going to get into ultra running, especially, you know, I'm not like I'm saying I'm old or anything like that, but I'm 36 years old. As I progress a little bit more and as I get a little bit older, I probably will move into distance more because it is a little bit like slower, even though I'm not saying it's easier on the body, it's not. I will probably transition into more ultra distance type stuff as opposed to, you know, trying to beat out the 18-year-olds in the 5Ks because that's not happening. Actually, the last two 5Ks that I raced, where I was in the top five, well, I guess top three, I got beaten both times by a kid who was like 10 years old. He's this local kid. He's extremely fast. Him and his dad showed up the morning of one of the local races here this past year, and he whooped me, man. Like I would have won first place, but this 10-year-old showed up and cleaned me. And then he did it again a couple months later. Yeah, there are. I don't understand because when I was 10, I mean, I couldn't run a 5K, you know? Take him out, says Race. Yeah, I'm not gonna like throw some kid into the ditch. Molson Muscle, what's up? Where's the bear, says Molson Muscle. The bear is actually right here on the couch next to me. Hey, baby, come here. Say hi to the tubes. This is Marley. Hi. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have just left you alone. There you go. But yeah, I'll probably get into ultra running. Meow. Yeah, for now, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I was just gonna talk about a few things that I guess I kind of already touched on, but you guys should check out. It's not going to be up for a little bit yet, but Jamie made this amazing pumpkin. It's more like a spiced cake, but it's a recipe that is actually 66 years old. We've got some old like Time magazines and stuff like that, and Life magazines from like the 50s and stuff. Just kind of bought them as decor. And she followed a recipe, well, veganized it, of course, used like chia eggs instead of actual eggs. But yeah, so this recipe for this cake is absolutely incredible. And that's going to be up on her vintage channel probably within the next couple days or so. So I don't know if you guys follow that, but Vintage Vibes, it's mostly just like you know, about stuff around the apartment and stuff, but she also gets into some of that. And so I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but go check out the vegan fried chicken. Promoting non-vegan recipes for vintage decor, fake vegan. Yeah, Ray, so what do, you know? It is actually a veganized recipe, but sure. Yeah, so she made some vegan fried chicken, and that was amazing. That was absolutely incredible. I put a bit of that up on the Instagram today, and used the, oh shit, what's the Instagrammer who does this and puts out all these recipes? Oh yeah, the account is It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. Go follow that account on Instagram if you don't already. It is amazing. What is this? Vickin is finger licking. Oh, vegan chicken. Yeah, Vickin. Molson, I wish I could retract racist comments too. I know. We could just block him, but he'd be a little bit upset by that, considering he's got the wrench. At least he retracts his own statements, though. But yeah, so, you know, it's just kind of a little Friday night stream, just chilling on the couch. Cat right down here beside me. And figured I'd ramble on a little bit about some of the vegan food I had lately. So Jamie made not as much fun when he gets to do it. Yeah, true enough. Well, I should give you a wrench as well. You've been here for a while. But yeah, so Jamie also made this crazy good vegan lasagna today. I got home from work around 4:45, walk in the house, there's this lasagna on the table, and it just smells amazing. We used the brand is Sheese, Sheese, and I think that is, I think it's based out of Scotland. Unbelievable. Definitely go check it out if you have a chance. What is this? Blocking him first, deleted gone, too late, John. Oh, I guess I can't give you a wrench. Sorry, Molson. Too late. Too late. Yeah, so anyway, kind of just walked away from the conversation there about the running, but let's give Eddie-O a shout out for a 5K personal best today in Adelaide, Australia. So you must have just done that race then, that run this morning then, probably, because I think we got 12 hours difference. So it's probably like 8:15 a.m. in Australia, in Adelaide. Just got home, nice. Well done, man. It's always nice to celebrate a PR just after 9. Okay, so we actually have 13 hours difference between us. Well, it is 8:15 p.m. Friday night where I am. Ray says I was there. Eddie is fibbing about his times. Whatever. Melissa Muscle says 14. That's right, because you're in Eastern time. Race Lever is in Galactic time or some shit. I don't know. Race Lever, what time zone are you in? I'm just curious. What's that? Gives me, you're beyond time and space. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. You're kind of a trip, and race is time and space. That's deep. That's deep. I wish I could change your name, and I would just call you Continuum. You know, you would be the space-time continuum. Or maybe any Star Trek fans out there, I would just call Race Lever Q. But yeah, anyway, so I've eaten about 12,000 million billion calories today. And of course, that's not a real number. But between the vegan fried chicken, the pumpkin cake, the lasagna. Race, don't worry, man. I'm not gonna drop the camera down because my stomach's pretty full. I'd be bulging out pretty good today. But yeah, so I've decided, I was telling Eddie there earlier, I've decided I'm going to do my next marathon in June. And so that's going to be actually the first marathon that a friend of mine is going to be doing. She reached out to me on Instagram and asked if I had any plans for any more marathons or what was going on in the spring. And so she actually lives in Ontario, but is going to come down here to Nova Scotia and run the Johnny Miles marathon in June. And yeah, so I've never done that one before. So it's kind of cool because we'll get to do that one together. That's going to be for her first marathon, and that's going to be my fourth. So she kind of wants me to run it with her so I can sort of, you know, pace her through it. Now, the difficult part in that is that she's a better runner than I am and a faster runner than me. So chances are if I am, you know, pulling her along to victory or completion, she's going to pull me along to a personal best. So it should work out for both of us, but she's hoping to Boston qualify, and I don't have a chance in hell for that. So like right now, I think I have to run a 3:20. I can't do that. It might even be 3:15 that I need in order to qualify. And then that's not usually enough to get you in. You usually need to beat your Boston qualifying time by like 2.5, 3 minutes or something, because they only take so many registrants. All right, what's all this here? Hide the nips, no scary slips. Molson says, I've raced Lever well. I've seen pics of you being passed around the internet, just saying. Yep. No nips, but can't hurt to see more of that smexy, hairy chest. You guys crazy. You guys are absolutely crazy. Interesting, you said that since I'm looking for a girl to pull me along for a personal best. Yeah, we were talking about different things there, Race. So Eddie asks, what pace per kilometer do you aim for in your marathon? So when I, last year, I didn't run any full marathons in 2019, but in 2018 I did 2. So the first one I did in May, I was doing a 10-minute to 1-minute run-walk strategy. So no matter how I felt, just every 10 minutes, walk for a minute. Run for 10, walk for 1. So I actually had to do the running portions at a 5:25 kilometer, and then the walking kind of like, you know, balanced it out, because my goal was a 4-hour marathon for that one. So for a 4-hour marathon, which I did get, actually I missed it within like 18 seconds, but then the second one I did in July, the goal was to actually run, not do the run walk interval. So to get the sub 4, I needed to run at least a 5:41 kilometer or faster to hit a 4-hour marathon dead on. And I came in at like 3:55 something. So I think I ran like a 5:37 or something like that. Now, you know, it took a little bit of recovery time. I've been training to get faster. I think I could run a marathon now in more like a 5:15 kind of a pace. So I don't know what that translates to, but you know, I've got no doubt that if I was properly trained now, I'd probably be running somewhere in like the 3:35, 3:40 range. But like 3-hour 35, 3-hour 40 minutes, somewhere in that range, I think. I could probably do that. Because yeah, I was trained and would have had I not been injured, I would have hit a sub 140 half. So that's a 4:45 kilometer to do that. So yeah, I'm thinking marathon pace. My current marathon pace, if I weren't injured, would be more like a 5:15. That's my guess. Race Lover asks, why don't you do karate instead of practicing running away? You're funny. You're really funny. All right, I gotta finish up this last Morsel of cake. See if I can bust out of my pants here. But don't worry, Race, I won't put that on TV. Video should follow Kiwi Bigfoot on YouTube and Insta. He's vegan, loves his marathon. Okay, I'm not familiar with that account, so I'll definitely check that out. I'm currently using my phone to do this recording, so we're not recording this live stream. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Kiwi Bigfoot. Molson says, haha, I can do it too. Ray says, this isn't TV, John. Yeah, I know this isn't TV, but, you know, it might as well be. Might as well be TV. I had I never watched you on my TV since your first nip incident. That's funny. What was I gonna say? See, you got me all distracted, Race. Oh yeah. So I know that he will not be watching this, but if you guys don't follow Freedom Family, or Family Freedom, I think, is the vlog channel. It's Bob. He was Vegan Geezer. I don't know if he really does anything with that anymore, but he's also like one of the guys who like owns and runs Ethics, the clothing store. So he just ran his first marathon, and we chatted quite a bit before that, and I was able to kind of send him off a little bit of a training plan for that, which, you know, he did pretty good. He was able to finish out his first marathon. He said he was suffering at the end, of course, but you always do. The last 10K is brutal. Molson Muscle says, I need a decent vegan name. I don't know. I don't know. Vegan Muscle? Well, I think Molson is vegan. But anyway, shout out to Bob from Ethics / Vegan Geezer / Family Freedom for running the first marathon. It was pretty cool to see. Molson the Banana Girl, yes, I love it. I love it. And we have a winner. See, I wish there was like a point system or something. Anyway, we're just gonna pretend there's a point system. And Edio gets +3 points for that. Molson's conscious life. Yes, do it. They say imitation is the greatest flattery. Or some shit. I don't know. That's funny. Trademarked. And copyright. You better put those symbols up there. Someone will steal that. Yep. So I don't know if anybody actually has any questions other than, you know, the random stuff that comes out of Race Lovers. This is what I've decided. This is what I've realized about you, Race, is that you are like the acid trip that never ends. You know, I've got a few friends who like never fully came down. I think that's you. That's my guess. And I'm not judging. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just think that's how I understand you. I would be the mushroom trip at the exact right dose. I believe it. I believe that. Speaking of mushrooms, I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms. I'm talking about food mushrooms. I'm not talking about, you know, psilocybin and all that kind of stuff. But it's weird because I used to absolutely, like as a kid growing up, I despised mushrooms so much. but I'm like, okay if it's in my food now a little bit, but I definitely don't enjoy it. Oh my God, he changed it to Molson's Conscious Life. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. So hold on here. Hold on. Hold here. Plus 17 points to MCL. Sorry, Eddie-O, you are not in the lead anymore. That's awesome. Eddie-O asks, do I smoke weed? I actually do not. I used to pretty much daily from the time I was about, I don't know, I'm going to say 15 to like early 20s-ish or something, early to mid 20s. But I had stopped when I was, I don't know, when I was like 26 or something like that. I started having like extreme anxiety attacks. It had nothing to do with the weed, but I just happened to be really high one day, sitting in the park, playing my guitar, doing my thing. Beautiful summer day, just outside. And, you know, I just smoked a joint, playing guitar. I was loving life. And then had this incredible anxiety attack out of nowhere. Of course, I didn't know what it was. You know, I thought I was dying or something like that. So, from that point forward, I just automatically had crazy panic attacks all the time. And so I couldn't enjoy weed because anytime that I'd smoke it, it would just trigger it from that point forward, even though it wasn't the initial catalyst for it. So it took a while. I didn't get on any meds or anything like that, but it took probably a good year or two to get over that and to get past that. I had to, like, you know, straighten out some shit in my head. So during that whole time, I wasn't smoking any weed. So I was like, you know what, I might as well just not take it back up again. Like at that point in time, it was like, well, why would I even start smoking it again, you know? Not that I'm opposed to it at all. I mean, it was part of my life. It was part of who I was. I mean, I've got no regrets on that, but I just don't eat it now. And Race asks, do I eat weed? I actually do not, although if vegan edibles were available in my area, I would probably, you know, have one every now and then. That's no problem. Biggest thing for me too about smoking weed is that I also quit smoking cigarettes when I was 30. So that was 6 years ago. I have absolutely no desire to like put anything in my lungs now. So that's another reason why I wouldn't smoke weed anymore. But as far as edibles go, that's a little bit different story. And I could make my own vegan edibles, yeah, but I live in an apartment building and I'm not gonna like go out and get some weed and make my place reek. So, do I know anything about CBD? I know plenty of people who are on CBD oil and they absolutely love it. I know people who have the stuff with the THC content and it helps manage their pain and some other issues that they're having. And I know people who have CBD oil that doesn't have any THC content and they still find that it's really, really useful. So I personally don't know anything about how it works, but I just know that 99% of the people that I've seen who do it swear by it and fully recommend it. So I'd have no problem with that at all. Are vegan edibles legal where you are? Well, here in Nova Scotia, Canada, I don't really know. I know that, well, like weed is now actually legalized in Canada. So like you can go to what would have just been like the liquor store or whatever, and now there's an actual cannabis section. It's not in every store, but so it's regulated, but it is legal. And I actually live in a town that has the cannabis section. And I think they do have, well, the weed is legal, but the edibles, see, technically you're only supposed to have so much for your own personal use that you can grow for yourself. But I know that they do have some edibles that are coming out in the, you know, in the stores, in the cannabis section. But yeah, they weren't legalized at the same time, like Molson says, because I think there was also an issue with where it's being ingested. It also had to go through like kind of the Canada's equivalent of the FDA, like the Food and Drug Administration. Like it also needed to be approved as a food kind of thing. So that's why I don't think they could release it at the same time. But I can only assume that the edibles that they're going to have in store is likely going to contain something like a gelatin. So therefore, I'll not be doing it. But hey, if they ever come out with a vegan edible, who knows? Or, you know, if I've got some friends who make their own or whatever and they're not using anything, then yeah, sure. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing though, Race. Like, I would have no problem with buying some weed and making cookies or cakes or brownies or anything like that. But I also don't want my place to reek like weed. Jamie doesn't do it. She doesn't enjoy the smell of it. I live in an apartment building right now, so even though it's legal, I wouldn't want that. Like, I don't mind the smell of it, but cook it outside. Yeah, my oven doesn't work very well outside, but that's all right. Go old school. Yeah, get like some kind of kiln outside or a campfire. I don't really know how that works. I don't know how well you can bake things over a campfire. I'm not very good at it, I'm sure, but put up a YouTube tutorial video on how to do that and I'll watch it and learn from you, and then maybe I will. Molson's Conscious Life. That is great, I gotta say. You use the fire to heat the pan, John. Yeah, I know in theory how it works, but yeah. So I don't have anything against weed by any means. I got all kinds of friends who still smoke it regularly, so yeah, it's all good there. I know I used to experiment with a lot of stuff. I used to party a lot when I was younger, and I mean, I don't have any regrets. I'm not going to say that any of it had a negative effect on me, so, but at the same time, I don't like promote that because I don't think it's for everybody. Like, there's definitely some user's discretion involved. All you see is this big line of message retracted from Race Lover. I don't know why you do that. People know who you are and people know how crazy you are. Why do you hide the evidence? But it is surprising that I think Canada was only the second country in the world to actually legalize weed. So I think the other country was Uruguay, I think, South America. Yeah, so I think we're only the second country in the world to legalize it, even though some states have it legalized now. But I'm opposite of crazy. You take that back, says Race. Yeah, fine. We'll pretend. Does anybody else like Earl Grey tea? Because I love this stuff. Oh, here's another mug I got for running that marathon. It's called See Me Run. It's the Nova Scotia Marathon because it's by the sea. But anyway, it's just like this panoramic view of the finish line, which goes across this causeway. Anyway. Name one thing I've ever said that's crazy. I can't even. Just can't do it. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not crazy. We'll take your word for it. Yeah, I can't do it. You're right. Exhibit A. Well, you definitely helped the time fly by. So actually, speaking of 5Ks, there's one that I did that my very first 5K in 2016 was a 5K that's local to me. It was put on by the YMCA. And my plan was to do it every year, but it takes place tomorrow morning and it's gonna be raining and I've also got like a million other things to do tomorrow. So I've decided not to run it. And yeah, so, but that little kid will just go and win it again anyway. But Milton's conscious life is greater than John's conscious life. Go out and do it. Yeah, I can't. I can't tomorrow. I just got way too much going on tomorrow. I actually get to go. I've got a couple people coming to like pick stuff up that I'm selling online, but then I've also got to go and meet up with this woman. I'd say I do some like dog walking and stuff and like house sitting and things as a side hustle from my regular job. And I have to go and meet this woman at her house. She has a little homestead, little like hobby farm, and she's got like 27 animals there. And they want to take a trip in February. So she contacted me and said, hey, you know, do you want to come and like see the place and kind of get a feel for what that would all entail? So tomorrow I also get to go and hang out with like a ram, some ewes, some other, some goats. There's ducks, there's chickens, there's turkeys, there's a Canada goose. There's 8 cats and a dog and a parrot who's 42 years old. I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, there's just like a ton of animals. So I get to go hang out with them tomorrow, which is really cool. And my understanding is that this is just a hobby farm, and like these animals are not actually like being exploited, you know, and aren't actually like being raised for food and stuff. That's going to take that, you know, when this meeting takes place tomorrow, obviously that's going to affect whether or not I take this job on. But anyway, I mean, if someone's going away and they have all these animals and they need care while they're away, then obviously I'd want to do that. But at the same time, you know, if she says, oh yeah, we eat these goats, well, then I probably don't really want to be helping this woman out. But yeah. I can't believe John called me crazy. He was just about to invite him to be part of my vegan Superfly dance group. You already picked out our dope matching outfits. Really dropped the ball. Well, all right, Eddie, take care, man. Thanks for popping in. Congrats on the PR this morning. And yeah, go smash those racing goals. Cheers, man. Race, take the job and yeah, take the job and rescue the goats. That is one possibility. That is definitely a possibility. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this all pans out. I don't think I'm gonna need to do like any animal liberation, but in the event that I do, we'll see. So I really got nothing else prepared, guys. And since the 3 people watching are me on my laptop, Race, and Molson's Conscious Life, I may call this one pretty soon. Unless you guys got more, you know, questions or things you want to chat about. I'm not feeling particularly tangential today, so, you know. But if you got a topic that you want to chat about, fire it out there. What are you guys doing for Halloween? Any Halloween plans? Are you saying we aren't good enough for you? I'm saying that, you know, I'm saying, Race, that while you are certainly good enough, you know, you are, you're highly energetic. And I don't know if I have the same kind of, I don't know if I can properly keep up with you today. So take that as a compliment. That's what I mean by it. So what's everybody doing for Halloween? Any Halloween plans? Any, you know, parties, or some people like to do Halloween dances and all that kind of stuff. What do you guys got going on? No one can properly keep up with me. You stay and try anyway. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. At least for a little bit. Do either of you have any kids you gotta take out trick or treating and all that stuff? And if so, what do you do for for the vegan thing? Because I don't have any kids, but no kids that you're aware of. Because I don't have any kids either, but like I know for sure if I did, I wouldn't be letting them go out and just get a bunch of like random candies and shit. But I don't know how my vegan friends like handle Halloween. It's an interesting topic. I might have to ask around. Might even be worth putting something together as a guide for like, vegan parents at Halloween. Huh. Which vegan candy do you hand out? I don't hand out any candy. When I lived in the house last year, oh, excuse me. When I lived in the house last year, there was only like we were in a really small community, and I was basically at the end of this like shared driveway. So I did put a bowl out of here in Canada, Skittles, and I don't remember if it was Starburst. I think it might have been, but here in Canada, they're actually vegan friendly. Whatever we put out anyway was, but I know it's something that isn't necessarily vegan friendly in the U.S., which I think is Skittles because I think it uses gelatin in the U.S., but it doesn't here in Canada. So we got like some little packs of that, and I think like maybe even some Twizzlers and stuff because, again, it varies by country, but I think we've just gotten some of those multi-packs with like the little bags. And I just put a bowl out on a chair at the end of my driveway and was like, here, take some. Do you kill the lights, hide, stop pretending Jamie is real? So they don't hear you pretend to talk to her, you just go out to avoid the children. Haha. You're so funny. There are times that we do kill the lights, and I won't do anything this year because we're in an apartment. But yeah, there's been times that we just kind of killed the lights and chilled and watched a movie or something. Last year, earlier on, I actually did go out for a run, and I wore one of my my running buffs that had like a skull face sort of deal. And I wore my Action for Animals, Defend Animals shirt with like the big AK-47 on it, so that was kind of fun. Am I dressing up for Halloween? No. If anything, I'm gonna dress down as a dancing salmon. Sure. Oh man, too good, too good. No, there won't be any of that. Maybe I'll dress up as Tim, and it still counts as dressing down. That's true. Maybe I'll dress up as Tim this year. Get myself a bottle of apple juice. Maybe that's what I'll do. I thought that I'd get sick of throwing that guy under the bus, but not really. Oh, here's a question for you guys. Did you watch The Game Changers? Speaking of Tim, because they had to cut him from the original edit. Have you watched Game Changers yet? Because Jamie and I watched that a couple days ago when it came out on Netflix, and definitely worth it if you haven't already seen it. Oh, getting tired, folks. Getting tired. It's almost 9 o'clock. Tim drank others' pee, so I'll send you a glass of apple juice so you can pull off the costume. Thanks. Yeah, that would be a Halloween costume for sure. So yeah, have you seen Game Changers though? I'm curious to see who has watched it and what you thought of it. I would say I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. Wizard of Raw, hey, what's up? Yeah, I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people, and I think it's going to be one of those things that like, you know, it's like it maybe isn't the best collection of absolute scientific data, but I don't think that was really the point of it. I think the point of it was just to like show people examples of how you don't need to be eating animals. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought it would be. I think it's going to be engaging for non-vegans, not necessarily like something that I thought was necessary for me, obviously, as someone who's already been vegan for 5 years. But I do think it'll get the attention of people who still believe in a lot of like misconceptions and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Wizard of Raw. I mean, I would agree that it's not a complete story. Again, I think it's more just to sort of try to hook the non-vegans with, you know, some good anecdotal evidence as well as a few references to, the science, but yeah, I mean, obviously it does. It misses out on the ethics, and it does miss out on some opportunities for true health for sure. But will it get people to stop eating as many animals? Probably. I think a lot of people will be willing to make changes. But yeah, a mainstream target audience. Exactly. Obviously not for vegans, and obviously not for people who like, um, do already have a pretty good understanding of things. But it was crazy though. I mean, it was number one on, what was it? Number one on iTunes documentary or something like that. Lots of people go plant based for a week or so, probably. Yeah. Um, Non vegans are simple. Game Changers has them at bigger and better boners too. Yeah. But yes, Wizard of Raw, I actually agree. I think a lot of people will go plant based for a week or two. And I think a lot of people will, like, you know, maybe they won't be entirely plant based. I think the best that you can expect out of most people who are going to watch it, they may do it, they may go plant based, and they may even like go all in for a couple of weeks. I think a lot of people will probably rush that and not know for sure what they're doing. So there may be some frustration, or there may be some like, um, when you first set out, things kind of start feeling a little bit different, and maybe they won't stay plant based. But at the end of the day, will it reduce animal suffering? Absolutely, I think so. Even if those people do go back to eating some animal products, which I know is not ideal and it's not what I advocate for, but if we get 80% of the people who watch this documentary to reduce their animal consumption by even 50%, that's still a huge number, right? Same type reaction with Cowspiracy, what the health? Yeah, exactly. But race, yeah, some people will go vegan because of the Game Changers. So, there are going to be some for sure. There are going to be some who don't need to read every study. They're going to look at it and be like, you know what? This is what I needed. I'm just going to do it. Because they may have already been kind of like teetering on the edge or something. Yeah, true enough. Some is still more. Agreed. Obviously, I have a very, abolitionist approach, and I'm never going to advocate for reducitarianism, but math is math. So, the numbers don't lie, obviously. Any reduction is a good reduction, but it doesn't mean it's good enough, but it's good. I think I'll call it in about 5 minutes, guys. I got some things I want to do before I go to bed. All real vegans are abolitionists. Agree, race. Absolutely. Before I go to bed tonight, I'm going to start reading another book. In the past 4 days, I read 2 books. Let me know if you guys have read these. They're both by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I think the second one had his son. But the Four Agreements and the Fifth Agreement, those were really good. Really enjoyed them both. I've read the Four Agreements before. It's a good, practical, and pretty common sense guide to having a better understanding of people in the world around you. So I really enjoyed that. And the Fifth Agreement just kind of expanded on that. Race is on the Sixth Agreement because you are time and space. That's right. But I'm really excited actually to read the next book I'm about to start, and it's a book on shamanism, but it's more like it's more textbook, kind of talking about the various histories of it around the world, and examples and stuff like that. And although I don't really feel like I'm ever going to get into these things as a practice, I still find it really intriguing. So, Wizard of Ra, I'm on the ninth dimension. Awesome. That's cool. Government subsidies, though, yes, that is going to be a huge, huge thing. Because really, especially now that a lot of farmers are starting to lose their jobs because dairy industry is dying, and a lot of meat reduction in some areas is down as well. What we're going to see is people wanting to get governments essentially under pressure to get farmers back in the game. They probably will start giving some subsidies for people to switch over to things like beans, pulses, stuff like that, different types of crops, as the market changes. So I'm hoping that the subsidies will just shift because it makes sense for it to, as a response to farmer unemployment and stuff, right? And yeah, meat and dairy consumption way down in America, exactly. Even here in Canada too, and I know in the UK, at least dairy is way down. So it's good. It's good to see a reduction in the demand. The supply, like you say, they're still murdering the same amount. Yeah, the supply is still there. Well, we keep making more humans. That's a problem. Population is a huge, huge problem. But yeah, they will just toss them, and they'll keep making, because it's all about it's all about having a certain inventory and having a certain flow and having a certain. It's sickening. It's sickening how money controls that, and that even though the demand is down, they're still getting bailouts. And they can just toss it out. But that's not going to last forever, though. Like you said, common sense will kick in. Well, eventually, people are just going to be like, you know what? This is enough of that, right? Eventually, the governments are going to be like, all right, well, we can't just keep giving you money. This is obviously dying. What are you doing, Race? Why are you doing that? You're a bastard. 5 watch 2 type, reveal yourselves, non-typers. Reveal yourself now, or John displays left nipple. That's funny. Well, yes, but 5 watching, but 1 is actually me on my laptop because I'm streaming this on my phone, so that counts as 1. You're here. Wizard of Ra is here. I think Molson is here. So that's us 4. And you just scared the 5th person away, so well done. But yeah, hopefully though, those subsidies do go away. That's all you can really hope for. Because in a capitalist society, I don't have to like capitalism to know how it works and to understand that, it's not going to be a case where they just continue to bail out these farmers and they continue to buy this milk and cheese that then just gets dumped. It's just not going to happen. People are greedy. All right. Well, we have reached the hour mark. I do see that there are now 6 people here, so this is what happens when I go to end a live stream where people show up. If we have anything of interest at all, now would be the time to put it in there. We are under socialist regime, though. I don't know. I don't know enough about what is really going on. I can speak for what I think is happening here in Canada, but yeah, I don't know. How so is Wizard of Raw actually? First of all, I don't know where you are, but would you say that you are in, like, are you in the U.S.? And how is that a socialist regime? I'm just curious. I'm not debating that. I just honestly don't know. Vohan is here, but I see that he retracted a message. You're in Cali? Okay, right on. Race says that American vegans are greater than Canadian vegans. I'm hoping that you are trying to use that in a quantitative comparison and not a qualitative comparison. Because otherwise, but yeah, there are definitely more of you because you also have like 10 times the population we have. Yes, more in America. That's what you meant. Not better, right? You didn't mean that you guys are better than us. Um, yeah. Yeah, quantitative way. Yeah. I knew what you meant. Federal Reserve notes backed by nothing. Okay, I gotcha. That actually does make a lot of sense. Wizard of Raw. Ray says also we are better. All right. Sure, I'll let you have that one. Give you guys a little Merrily spam before I go. Hi, baby. Okay. She doesn't want to be in the video, so you lay back down. You'll be fine. All right. Yes, how have you been, Vohan? I see you're attracting your messages right away. Yeah, this is Marley. She is very cute. She's almost 15. We've got 2 sisters, her and her from the same litter, Dylan. And yeah, they'll be 15, so it's pretty soon. So it's been a while. It's crazy. Like Marley is definitely mine in the sense that like her and I have just bonded so much, and Dylan just doesn't leave Jamie alone. That's they're they're their pair. Um, oh God, now everybody's here. Holy shit. Okay. Owen says, sorry, John. Thanks for doing a video. Yeah, definitely. No problem at all. Thanks for being here. Produce Not Pills. Ashley, back to being naked. Did you just get back from a run? No, just chilling on the couch. We need to become common sense truth vegans and not repeating atrophy parrot vegans. 100% agreed there. And Bohan says, I've been fine. Awesome, good stuff. Race says he's wearing a thong, pervert. Oh man, you guys are good. You guys are good. Well, I was going to wrap this up, but I will leave the floor open for a couple of minutes if there are any questions from either Ashley or Vohan before I go, because I want to definitely get to my book before I go to bed. And I'm used to being, I'm used to being in bed right about now or not long after now. So, okay, so Ashley says I just did a meditation class. I think it's a sign I should go to bed. Yeah, meditation is great though. It really is. And then ask how's my foot? Okay, well the foot is actually doing much better. Been getting out for some runs. It's not 100% still, and it's so weird because I don't know if it was just an Achilles issue or if it was like Achilles plus an ankle issue. Because it seems like right now, even though the Achilles is good, I've still got some weird pain. Not even pain, but like a discomfort in and around the ankle. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. But, what's this? There's plenty of question. Vaughan wants to know if your erection findings match the findings found in Game Changers. Well, I didn't see them actually ask that question, but I would say that, overall, I don't have any issues there. Everyone's got a wrench but me. What the fuck, says Molson. And me, says Wizard. Yeah, well, you know what? Okay. Well, Molson, definitely, I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to give you a wrench because you're here all the time. You comment on all my videos. Now, you do wish that a bear would eat me on the trail, so I'm not sure if you deserve a wrench, but I'll give you one anyway. Wizard, I haven't really seen you around too much, but I'm sure you'll learn a wrench at some point. These are just infinite. I really do have a pack of infinite wrenches, so I'm sure you get one soon. But Race asks, Race will retract the message. So this is exactly what Race Lever has said here for anybody rewatching this. Ashley wants to know if you're wearing your My Little Pony thong or your Wonder Woman thong. Wow. That's crazy. Neither. Ashley says, "Did you see Oprah was given a 30-day plant-based challenge? She was giving one out, like she was asking people to do a 30-day plant-based challenge, or somebody challenged her to do it. Because I did see that she had basically told her however million followers that they should at least eat one like vegan meal a day, but I didn't see anything where there was like a 30-day challenge." Wizard of Ross says, "Speaking for yourself, you have fixed prostate issues. That's good to hear. I know a lot of people have made some significant changes to their health. I've got a running friend, Jimmy, who I think he's 67 this year, 66 or 67. And just a few years ago, he was severely overweight. He had a lot of issues like chronic ailments. And I think he actually even had prostate cancer. And now he's like runs 25 or 30 races a year. And he's great. Like he's completely new lease on life. Actually asks, what does everyone think of that carnivore chef who died? Yeah, that Carlos Ruiz, I think his name was. 44 years old, dying of a heart attack. That is so sad. Honestly, it is. I mean, nobody should be dying that young of heart disease. That's crazy. And the fact that I know everyone's having a field day with it because he used to just, mock veganism, mock vegetarianism, and he would, show like huge plates and platters full of meat and stuff. And I mean, it's disgusting that he did that kind of stuff. It is still sad to see anybody dying at 44 years old. When they had a chance, they could have turned things around. I wish that he would have, if he was going to have a heart attack like that he would have had a chance to come out of it and then maybe become like an advocate for the plant-based diet, like Kevin Smith, for example. I think that would have been good, but, now at least he becomes an example, but it could have been a better opportunity, right? Like it could have been an opportunity for him to advocate for plant-based lifestyle. Oprah is a joke. Nice things to say as other vegans are making videos, perhaps shouldn't say anything at all. Molson says, hey, it's fair, right? More thong stuff. Regeneration is possible. I believe that. It's Not Pills. I liked Foot Soldier's video he made about the chef. He didn't say anything mean. I actually haven't watched that one yet. I should. Ashley John wears all backwards. Somehow still managed to keep it in. Wow. Race levers at it again, folks. Molson says, I liked Vegan Foot Soldier's 10-hour video about Bart K. Moore. There was a 10-hour video about Bart K. Really? Wow. That's crazy. Now he may be walking down a slaughter line. I don't know if I could do a 10-hour video. That's just nuts. Like, was it just like was it a live stream, or was he literally just talking for 10 hours? Because actually, I could see that from Vegan Foot Soldier. I could see that from Ask Yourself, too. Where's Jamie tonight? Jamie is in... Oh, it's the same 10 to 15 seconds repeated. That's hilarious. That's actually great. I should just put that on repeat, give him the watch time. Yeah, so Jamie is in another room. She's over there. She's watching a movie and doing some editing of her own. Because, as you say, you're loving her videos. She does some good videos. She's been doing a lot of videos lately, and of course that does take some editing time, so she's taking care of that tonight. Wizard of Raw have done 3 hours live on Facebook, but damn, wow. I don't think that I know, like, Wizard of Raw, I don't think I know who you are, like, on Facebook or anything. If you have anything you want to share here so people can follow you, by all means, put it in the comments and we'll check it out. Yeah, Jamie has a channel. It's My Conscious Life. Am I familiar with Rebecca's World Challenge? I don't know who that is or what that is. She has some funny vids, and I have no idea what that is. I'll check that out, along with... oh, shit. Eddie O had recommended a channel. Huh. I forget what it was. I'll have to look back. Oh, it's a channel. Familiar with Rebecca's World channel? It sounds familiar, but I don't know. I think maybe you might have mentioned it here before. Maybe I should go check that out. Wilson says, I was going to go check it out when it was a challenge, but now I don't know. Yeah, channel, that's boring, right? Check out Rebecca's World to get a good laugh. Okay. I'll check it out. I feel like I'll probably recognize the person, but yeah. So it's just Wizard of Raw on all platforms, but your personal page is where you let loose. So okay, right on. Yeah, it's good to do that every now and then. Yes, race, clearly CGI. Absolutely. Yeah. Wizard of Raw cold in Canada yet? Definitely colder than in California. Yes, it's been, let's see here. Trying to get an idea. I'm thinking that the daily high for the last couple weeks or so has been anywhere between like 55 and 60 degrees. It's been getting down into the 30s and 40s overnight. So yeah, it's cold. Wizard says, Ozzy's your name. Okay, cool. I will remember that. I will try to remember that. Glad I caught your stream. I hope you and Jamie and the kids are having a good evening. Yeah, well, actually, we've been doing good. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to get on tonight, and I got a call or a message from a friend of mine who lives on the other side of town. Wanted me to come get a key and so they could show me where everything was, because I got to go and take care of their doggies in the morning on Sunday morning, because they are going out tomorrow night. So the dog walking thing's been keeping me busy. And Molson says, cold, my balls have already gone all the way back up. Yeah, in SoCal, it doesn't get cold. 98 degrees yesterday, wow. I would take that in a heartbeat. That's pretty cool. What you doing, Marley? Too hot. Well, I think that would be too hot if there was like a lot of humidity. When I was in Phoenix last year, it was like 110 degrees, but there was no humidity. Sure, you didn't want to stand out there in the sun for an hour with no hat over your head, but I didn't really mind it, even coming from Canada, because it was dry. Now, of course, running even at like 8 a.m. when it was in the 90s was a little bit rough, but John, guess things about me so I can test your psychic abilities. Race, no, I'm not going to do that because I have no psychic abilities. Yeah. Ozzy says, not a fan of cities though. I I'm not like a huge fan of cities. I like visiting. I definitely like visiting cities. When I was in Phoenix last year, it was great. I got to go to Chicago last year. That was really awesome too. But I wouldn't want to live in a city, that's for sure. Actually, yes, I did say the cats are 15. They're almost 15. Well, they're closer to 15 than 14. And yeah, 98 is like 36 to 37 C. That is pretty hot. Doesn't rain here. The winds were up yesterday and fires are everywhere. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard there's been a lot of fires going on. So if you're in Southern California, you must be somewhere in the San Diego to Long Beach range or something like that. And yeah, it's funny when I see people like Ryan at Happy Healthy Vegan talking about like, oh my God, there was light rain here today, like on the rarest of occasion that it happens, and it's funny. It's like it rains here almost every day this time of the year. Not almost every day, but at least a couple times a week. Good cake, right?
Very good.
Very good cake. Race needs to add us all to Facebook. I don't use it much, but he should add me anyways. Yeah. He'll just put himself in there as Race Lover though, so we still won't know who he is. And he'll just put some fake profile picture of some like anime shit or something. A bit like Pikachu. It's a heat wave, been 75, 85 all summer with lows 65 to 70. You're not far from them, Ozzy. All right, cool. Molson says, I'm using John's pic for Facebook. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, I don't know if you've seen the person Molson Muscle, but they have now changed their name to Molson's Conscious Life. It's so great. Orange County. Okay, cool. Good times, good times. Okay. This time for real though. It's only gonna be a couple minutes because it's already almost 20 after 9. And I know that's not late. It's Friday night, but guys, this is how I do it, okay? This is my life. I go to bed early, I get up early. And yeah, I'm just gonna start yawning, so we should wrap it up soon. There's a Leafs game on anyways. Geesh, says Molson. All the best of luck in the world on that one. Home of the Real Housewives. Yes, there you go. World Series is on. Oh yeah, man, I haven't been watching that at all. That's right. I used to play baseball. I played baseball as a kid and into my teens, and early 20s. I was pretty good at it and used to absolutely love it, but I haven't followed many like actual professional sports in a while. But I have meant to watch the World Series. It's weird that I haven't. My race lover is John's an unconscious idiot with John's photo as an image, Ashley. Can't miss it. Awesome race. Thank you for the vote of confidence, douche. All right, I'm wrapping it up. We have fun here, but I think I'm done. Thanks everybody for popping by. Appreciate it. And Ozzy, good to have you here. Had no haven't seen you around much. Always nice to see new faces and stuff. Sports are a joke. You're absolutely right. But yeah, it's nice to see new faces, new people to help balance out the race lever situation. All right, peace, guys. We'll see you in the next one.